stay around you knows that it is an offense for every driver not to have a touch in his vehicle, all because you want to develop the state. You are not doing it for yourself, but you are doing it for the interest of Ebonyi State. It is a promise made, and today you have accomplished that promise. Of course, God is a faithful rewarder. Be rest assured that He will certainly reward you and reward your generation. May the Lord bless you more abundantly in Jesus' name.
Good evening, Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ebonyi State, Your Excellency, the Deputy Governor, and my colleagues. I feel so humbled to be called to speak about a man that has defied all odds to make Ebonyi State great. I want to thank God for the privilege of being called in 2015 to join this great team. I was made the SA to the Governor on Health Central in 2015. I moved over as SA to the Governor on ICT, SSA to the Governor on ICT, SSA to the Governor on Climate Change, SSA to the Governor on Education, SSA to the Governor on Aviation and Technology, and then graciously and through the grace of God, talking to him, I was made the Honorable Commissioner for Aviation and Technology. So it gives me so much joy, and I don't know how to start, but I want to tell us that His Excellency has shown that he has the capacity and the will to drive men, to rally men around and turn them into accepting a common vision. He is a vision bearer, and he has turned vision into reality, which all of us have seen. And I want to tell us that his mission is coming into this political space was via a divine mandate, which all of us are beneficiaries. And I want to say that encouraging our colleagues and all of us to keep being loyal, because over these years I've seen that loyalty pays. And if we cast our minds back to what is happening in Lagos State and Enugu State, we will see that it's good to be loyal and to follow a divine course of a leader that God has brought for you to join. And so I want to thank him, and I want to say that His Excellency, over these years, I will not even fail to say that when we started and he created a board for internal revenue, I was a member, and we all knew how he strived. Behind his determination was to make Ebonyi State to be independent, to make Ebonyi State to be able to generate its own revenue and for it to be accountable. And I want to say that his vision and the role he played has come out well, because at the end of the day he was able to see a round peg for a round hole, which is now what we are enjoying. And then I want to say that he has touched every sphere of life. Listening to all our colleagues talk, from the human development to education to health to infrastructure, he has really changed. He has really turned the Ebonyi State around. Our generations, even my generation and each and every one of us, we outlive what he has done. Your Excellency has not only done this, but he has built men. Building a man is not just giving a man money. It's about changing the course of a man to know how he can fend for himself. All of us here has turned into engineers. Most of us here has turned into ICT gurus, all courtesy of His Excellency. He does not ask you what you have read. He does not look at your certificates. He only believes that you are a man and you can learn. He can at times, I've seen him, he can at times be as if he's so strict on us. But he's one man I have seen that he may be strict at one point. At the next point, he forgives, and he forgives entirely. So I want to thank His Excellency. I want to thank all our colleagues, and I want to tell us that God made it possible for us to be at this point at this time. And I want us to make very good of good use of it. His Excellency has taught me about character, and character and your principle matters, because whatever you are doing, you may not know that people are checking and looking at what you are doing, because at the last day somebody may mention your name somewhere where you may not be there to defend yourself. So these are something I have learned, and I know that all of us here are going with something. Our children, because as we are working hard, our children are all looking at us. Most of us, everybody, I know that in every household they know about governor is, we are going to this place. We are, even at a time we are monitoring every night, all of us will just put on our clothes, all of us will go out and do monitoring, looking at what is in town, being representatives of the government we serve. So I want to urge everybody, and in thanking His Excellency for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I thank him. Even as I go back to classroom in the future, I know that what the wealth of experience I have gathered will change. And even as I'm dressing my students. Now I also want to talk about the airport. The airport is a magnificent project that when he mentioned it, a lot of us doubted. Yes, how can you do this? How can you bring airport to the Ebonyi State? But then today it is a reality. And this airport has been, it has been a great avenue that most of our children, over 500 staff, has been employed in that airport. And in God's more magnanimity, He has made the federal government to take over this airport. What is it? It's so beautiful. Our children there are now federal staff in quotes. And then this particular airport is aiding to the social and economic development of Ebonyi State. Everybody is going to be a partaker. Everybody is going to see this. And His Excellency doing this has not even known that he has opened a way, even when as he is leaving. It is now that he has left that Ebonyi State is going to enjoy the fruits of his labor, because it is too awesome. And I want to appreciate God that made us to be in this divine mandate, that made us to bring another leader that is following after his footsteps. And I know that as we continue to be loyal and focus on this divine mandate that has brought us together, that we are going to continue even more than what is happening in Lagos.
Thank you,
and God bless you.
I'm told that the first plane, that's based on our payment for free flights, just landed. Is it correct? And they are now boarding to go to Abuja. Then from Abuja they will come back here. Is it correct? Yeah, I think because of weather in Lagos, they couldn't be on time. And then they will load here back to Lagos. I hope they will be able to finish. Thank you. The next speaker will be the party chairman for 2 minutes, but remember that we are running out of time. But before that, 2 issues and any matters arising that we can have that. The first one to record is the following PAM secretaries are retained to assist the next administration. 1, Albert Alo. 2, Augustine Udude. 3, Barrister Obunnayota. 4, Henrietta Oru. 5, Williamson Mfong. 6, Uzoma Betty Ifi. 7, Dr. Kizito Michael Nwovu. 8, Ogechi Ugwocha. 9, Mbam Joy Chikaodili. 10, Nkuda Monde Nana. 11, Alusi Felicia Anoli. 12, Engineer Ojeogo Chukuma. Those in support say aye. Those against? The ayes have it. The following PAM secretary are hereby retired. 17 of them with effect from end of this ESCO. 1, Dr. Augustine Nwafo, Barrister Jonathan Okoronkwo, Dr. Chris Ache, Uwu Kenneth, Engineer G.I. Nwankwo, Eze Silas Eze, Mrs. Patricia Okiri, Wale Florence, Stephen Alonwele, Uguru Martin, Okike Sunday, Enyinaya Oko Ewo, Bensi Okike, Okuta Ogbonnaya Christiana, Mojibe Adekoma, Moses Oji Agama, Deacon Elijah Utuma. Those in support say aye. The ayes have it. Thank you. I will still address the people. SIG, come and take this.
Yes, sir.
AG,
I should come.
come and take this. It's good to note the followings. Number one, the Accountant General of the state still remains in office. I want it to be recorded. The head of service still remains in office. The special advisor to the governor, subject to acceptance or otherwise when he speaks, remains in office. Acting Chairman, Board of Internal Revenue still remains in office. Head of Service, do you have this document? Do you have? Okay. We're going to give 3 people some consultancy job. It's going to be a short one, so as not to leave a very terrible vacancy. The one is Engineer Ngu. Will we appoint him, every appointment to be for the 3 months? If the new governor appoints him, fine, but is he here? Yeah, I'm not happy with the airport. If what is happening in the airport now happened at the beginning, we wouldn't have been able to do the airport. You're a very hard-working man, but your accounts are not good. So we're going to retain you as a consultant and pay you 2 million per month for the 3 months, effective from 1st of June. Those in support say aye. The ayes have it. The second person will be Dr. Mrs. Ujualo. It's still important that she continues to coordinate the flights and the activities at the airport. I will be asking the Ujualo to guide the new governor as he comes in, not to allow very terrible criminal stealings in that place. It's still important that all claims are verified through me for the interest of the state. I've turned down a lot of claims which are scams. And so this is what you can do for the new governor and for the state. And so we will retain you at the cost of 3 million per month to do the job. That will be 9 million. The last one will be the Commissioner for Trade and Investment, who is in charge of the ring road. We are still having issues with the ring road. We have unfortunate issues with the side of the Ezra side, Ezra North and South. Only this morning, I terminated the contract of Amy Bless. They are still owing the state government over 800 million. They are playing games. And so I believe strongly that you will guide the new governor. Incidentally, you are not staying here. You insisted that you want to go to Abuja, and it's by force that I insist that if you are in Abuja, you have to come once every week to see that the job is done. And in any case, it will take 6 months to change either you or Engineer Ota. Is Ota here? Yes. We will also run you a contract too, because if we want to change 2 of you, it will take a minimum of 6 months. It's only Villat that is there, that is a project coordinator that is not retired or something. But 2 of you, you are not earning salary on the ring road. You are just doing it because you are ESCO member. So I'll run you a contract of 2 million per month for the first 3 months. And why I'm making it 3 months is because Chioma is insisting she doesn't want to stay. So, but you can't leave now. So after 3 months, we can initiate the change of herself in particular through the process of African Development Bank. And so we run Chioma, who is coming from Abuja, the sum of 5 million per month for the first 3 months. You people have done tremendous work in the ring road, and without 3 of you, it would have been impossible to accomplish it with very high level of integrity and honesty. And so I want to commend you very, very highly. Another person we will also run contracts for the first 3 months is the chairman of the committee, and that is the Commissioner for Works. But the moment we have Commissioner for Works, then his position is no longer, because it's like ceremonial. The Commissioner for Works is the chairman of the SBIU, but doesn't really have any role. The role people are the communication officer, the project coordinator, and the assistant project coordinator. So, but we run you a job of 2 million to be able to be attending the meetings. Those in support say aye. Those against, you didn't shout aye very well because you are not the one. But it is for the interest of the state. I said you are raising your hands. What is the matter?
Thank you, Excellency. Your Excellency, the Chairman of the Council and the Council members, with sincere apology, Your Excellency, I need to bring up this matter at this validatory section because it is very, very important to me. Your Excellency, most government officials, not only members of the State Executive Council, but also members of the judiciary as well as the legislatures who are occupying one government resident or the other, have been approaching me on where they will go after 29th May. Most of them, their houses are still under construction, especially at the Centenary City. And Your Excellency, that is very disturbing because most of us have tried to serve this government to make sure that we do the best for our dear state and nation. It will be quite disturbing that after office, some will become tenants of circumstances. It is on that note that, Your Excellency, I am bringing to this critical moment a request for another welfare to enable the ESCO members get some welfare in the name of donation to go into their houses and see what they can do so that life after service to the state will not be very terrible. That is my sincere prayer in this memo. And Your Excellency, as I said earlier, very, very sorry to bring this matter on this critical stage. Thank you, Excellency, Council members.
You see the way you're clapping now? Okay, comments? Yes, Hag.
Your Excellency,
our dear father, the governor of Ebonyi State and chairman of this hallowed council. Your Excellency, I rise to second the motion, or rather make very vivid but vital adumbration on the memo presented by the Secretary to the State Government and Coordinating Commissioner. And indeed, that, Your Excellency, I wish to state that I align myself with that submission as presented by the Secretary to the State Government. And in doing this, I humbly refer Your Excellency to the provision of Ebonyi State Public Office Holders and Civil Servants Loan Acquisition Law 2020, which empowers Your Excellency the Governor to grant either in form of loan or grant to public and civil servants in the state to enable them meet up with their housing challenges. And in doing this, Your Excellency, it will also help the outgoing council members and, of course, other segments or other people that have served this government, be it in the judiciary, in the legislature, to also feel the impact of this administration. Your Excellency, I so second and I pray that he receives the favorable consideration of the members of the council and the chairman in particular. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Next, Barrister Wode.
Thank you, Your Excellency and Chairman of Council. The first thing that would strike anybody when you listen to that memo by the SSG would be that as you are appointed into an office, you should start preparing for when and how you exit and where you live after that. That would naturally be the first temptation in terms of how one will reason. But let us remind that temptation that there has been very cyclical inflation, and particularly from the years 2015 till date, when one rod, whatever was selling for less than 400, 500 naira, today the same material will be going for almost 3,000 to 4,000 naira. Cement, for instance, and other building materials. So whereas Your Excellency has made impact by way of assisting some of us, or all of us, to get our own houses so that we will not move from glory to grasses. But the inflation out there has more or less put asunder what we have packaged as the way people that worked with you will move to the next level. In supporting what has been said, sir, we are not unmindful of your efforts. We are not unmindful of the salaries we've earned. We are not unmindful of the allocations. But remember, as the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission was fixing salaries for public office holders, inflation was not respecting those fixtures. It is on that note that I would join in urging Your Excellency, even though we know about the paucity of funds, but let it not be said that the former commissioner, a former senior special assistant, a former special assistant, a personal assistant to His Excellency, Engineer Chief David Nweze Omai, moved from wherever the person was staying in government quarters to begin to look for one-bedroom, self-contained allocation somewhere. Even those houses are not even very cheap. They are not even cheap to come by these days. And that is when the wrath of those that have been envious of our positions here will be visited upon us as a way of punishing us for being part of developing Ebonyi State. And of course, we don't deserve that punishment. I do support that memo, Your Excellency.
Next.
Your Excellency, the Chairman of Council, and principal officers and honorable commissioners, and every member of